As many of you know, the Montgomery bus boycott has sparked much talk recently. On December 1st, Rosa Parks, an African-American woman, sat in the whites-only section of a public bus. After a stern warning from the driver of the bus, police were called to the scene and Parks was arrested and removed from the bus. We have just gotten a hold of the officer who arrested Rosa Parks that day and have conducted an interview asking him to describe the events that went on that day. Here is the interview of Officer Day reported by Alyssa.
Good afternoon, Officer Day. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm here to ask you about the arrest of Rosa Parks. Do you recall this?
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me, what made you make the decision to take Rosa Parks' action into an arrest?
Well, the driver of the bus, a Mr. James F. Blake, if I recall correctly, had called the police about an incident on his bus that he needed police assistance with. As my partner and I were closest in the area, we responded first to the scene.
What happened once you arrived on the scene?
We got on the bus and were told that a Negro woman was sitting in the whites-only section of the bus and was refusing to move. The bus driver had tried himself to get her to move, but he had been unsuccessful.
So what did you decide to do?
Well, at first I did not understand why she refused to remove herself from the seat. It was obviously marked whites only. After clear insubordination, I felt that the only option was to arrest her.
Did she comply with your demands?
Mr. Blake told us she had been refusing his demands of moving to the designated colored section of the bus. Once he told her that he was going to have her arrested, she acknowledged his threat. She then accepted her arrest and was removed from the bus.
Today, how do you feel about her arrest?
I think that I did my job. The racial segregation laws of public transportation is perfectly clear in that there are designated sections on buses for people of color, and she was not sitting in the correct section. I did not have much of a choice.
Interesting. Well, thanks for your time, officer.
No problem. Thanks for having me. We'll be right back with an interview with Joanne Robinson, a witness from the event, after these messages from our sponsor. Are you tired of your woman leaving the kitchen? Is she not providing you with a home-cooked meal when you get home from a long day of work? Is she not a goddess of domesticity? Well, men, we have the product for you. Introducing the Back to the Kitchen collar. This revolutionary new invention will administer a small shock to a woman if she leaves the cooking area during times when meals are supposed to be prepared or the dishes are supposed to be washed. Look here at this, as this woman thinks it's alright to take a nap instead of starting dinner. Simply wears the collar as she would any normal necklace. This is a great investment if you have a lazy wife and want to teach her a lesson. You can purchase a Back to the Kitchen collar for 3 small investments of $9.99. It comes in black, silver, and blue. Get yours today. And we're back. Here with us now is Joanne Robinson, the leader of the Women's Political Council, to give us her expert opinion of Parks' actions. How are you, Ms. Robinson?
I'm well, and you?
I'm good. Ms. Robinson, do you agree with what Ms. Parks did on that bus?
Yes, of course. Mrs. Parks is an inspiration to both women and African Americans everywhere. Having been verbally attacked by a bus driver about 6 years ago, I know exactly what it is like to be in her position. I think she did exactly the right thing.
Why is what Ms. Parks did the right thing?
Well, racial segregation is just wrong. Nobody should be discriminated against based on the color of their skin. Rosa Parks stood up for what she believed in and didn't let anyone tell her what to do. She stood up against racial segregation. Hopefully she will inspire others to do the same.
Would you like to say anything about the Montgomery bus boycott?
Well, after I heard of Mrs. Parks, I immediately felt as though something must be done. The segregation of where one can sit on a public bus was just not acceptable anymore. I began printing out flyers and organized the beginnings of the boycott. Originally, it was just meant to be for one day. I was greatly pleased by its success. The Montgomery Improvement Association was formed, and Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was elected president.
Do you think this event will change anything in society today?
Of course. If others begin to follow in Parks' footsteps, with the help of others, we will one day be able to completely solve racial segregation.
Maybe one day. Thanks for your time, Ms. Robinson.
Thanks for having me.
That's all for this news broadcast. You stay classy, Alabama. Now, we wait. You literally just have to do kitchen things and then fall on the floor and say ow.
Good afternoon, Officer Day. How are you today?
I'm
That
fine.
rhymes!
Get on the floor.
Turn around.
Alright.
What?